Hello, this is your girl, Dr. Brianna Boss James, aka Dr. Boss, the founder and CEO of She Bossin' Up and P31X. Listen, welcome to the carpet. If you're in a position to do so, go ahead, light a candle or something, grab your favorite beverage, and let's get into this thing on today. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about why self care and soul care are critical to your life and business. As a woman, I know that you likely have a ton of responsibilities. You're talking work, home, family, business, relationships as a whole, activities, all the things. It is critically important to take care of yourself. Yet often, both self care and soul care fall to the very bottom of the list. That's a thing for us. Making time for self care and soul care, it is critical for maintaining your physical and your mental well being, as well as it is glorifying to God. So the word says, do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is within you, whom you have received as a gift from God, and that you are not your own property? You are bought with a price. You are actually purchased with the precious blood of Jesus and made his own. So then, honor and glorify God with your body. That's found in the Amplified Version of 1 Corinthians 6:19 and 20. So it's important to be ever mindful of what and who you're really caring for and the order in which you're doing the caring. You and your body are extremely valuable. You only get one go round at this thing real tough. And the Holy Spirit is absolutely priceless. He's living on the inside of you. So you want to make sure that your body is functioning as great as it can be, and your mind as well. So as we know today, and it's been like this for a while, many a decades, the world is very fast paced and it's really stressful. And many people prioritize work, family, social obligations, everything on the planet except for their own needs. This is completely backwards. If you aren't well, you can't help anything or anyone. As I'm sure at this point you've probably come to grips with, but haven't really been able to navigate that information. Please understand that neglecting self care and soul care can and usually will lead to burnout, increased stress, depression, and of course, an overall decline in your health. So I'm going to give you some reasons why it's important to make the time for self-care and soul care. This is not something that's just going to happen haphazardly. You have to be intentional about yourself and how you deal with and treat you. You need to make sure you are caring for you at all times. And here are some reasons why. Stress reduction. Self-care and soul-care activities, meditating, deep breathing, prayer, luxury little leisure walking. These help to reduce stress. Sometimes just getting out into the sunlight in the middle of the day can help you relieve your stress. High levels of stress can lead to a ton of health issues. You got heart disease, anxiety, and depression. As you take the time to get your care habits together, this is going to allow you to be able to both relax and recharge, and it's going to make you better equipped to be able to handle everything that's going on in your life. The next one, improve mental health. So, the care habits are essential to maintaining good mental health. You got journaling, reading, praying. Of course, I'm going to mention praying because I love me some praying. That will take care of a whole lot of things. Talking to a therapist, engaging in hobbies can also help you with that anxiety, any depression, just any unease that you may be feeling. These things provide the outlet for you to be able to process your emotions. And then you also start to become more aware of yourself. Self awareness is critical. Now, I am an absolute huge fan of hobbies, especially for entrepreneurial and professional women. We do so much, we're responsible for so much. So just having the space to be creative and to just sometimes have some good old fashioned fun or to sit back and do absolutely nothing is so refreshing. It's good for both your mental and your emotional well being. The next one, enhance productivity. It's very good. You're in business or you're an executive on your job, manager above. You need to be productive. If you have a family, you absolutely need to be productive. Your family needs you, whatever your work is needs you. So you have to take time to care for yourself and make sure that you are productive in the various areas of your life. Care habits will help rejuvenate your mind, will help to allow you to think more clearly, thus, which is important, you'll be able to make better decisions. I mean, have you found yourself in a place where every decision you make seems to take longer, you're not making the right decisions, whatever it may be? When you take time for yourself to just unplug, recharge, refresh, whatever it may be, whatever the things you do that help you to do that, you are recharging your mental battery. It's like plugging yourself, like same thing like plugging your phone up. If you leave it unplugged all day long, doing all the things that it's doing, the programs that are running in the front, the programs that are running in the background, all the things all day long, if you never take the time to plug it in, you are going to have a dead phone. You don't want to be like a dead phone. You want to make sure that you're operating at your peak. So take the time to go ahead and create some care habits for yourself. The next benefit is you're going to have better physical health. Listen, there are positive impacts on your physical health. The more you care for yourself, the better decisions you're going to make. Eating nutritious meals, exercising, drinking water, and getting enough sleep. These are very important. Yet these are things that you have to do intentionally. If your world is anything like mine, I was talking to somebody and I was telling them, I love going to gym and working out, but I don't always like working out. I enjoy healthy food and I know it's good for me and I know I need it, yet at the same time, I don't always eat it. Why? Because there are some days, and honestly, it's a lot of the time, where just grabbing whatever is in there, whatever's ready, whatever's quickest, whatever doesn't take the maximum amount of time is what's easiest. And then it is easy in terms of exercising just to not get up and go. I have to actually put on clothes and then get in the car and then drive and then get out the car and go in the building and all the things. It seems very simple, yet some mornings at about 5 o'clock in the morning, that's a little daunting. And so I have to be very present and intentional about my physical health in terms of what I eat, what I drink, and the exercise habits that I have. Because neglecting these aspects can lead again to health problems, diabetes, heart disease, obesity, extra levels of inflammation in your body, increased brain fog. I have long COVID. And yeah, I don't need any help with added inflammation or any extra brain fog or anything like that. And I'm sure in your life, with whatever it is that you have going on, you don't have time for anything extra that's going to be a negative for your life that's going to set you back. Don't do it. Be mindful as you care for yourself. These things just start naturally coming into play. So when you do have the option of, okay, I'm going to, you know what, I may not go to gym, but I'm going to go ahead and go outside and take a walk. You'll actually take the option to take the walk. Okay, I have a salad. There's a bag salad right here that I can fix. Yet there is, let's say, a hamburger ready to go right here. Which one am I going to choose? The more you start prioritizing your own care, you'll start making the better decisions. It's just, that's the way it goes. Next, increase resilience. Self care can make you more resilient through challenges. Tests, trials, struggles, setbacks, obstacles, big potholes in life, they will come. Even the Bible tells us tests and trials will come. But we know that we have the Comforter to help us. It's going to help you build your emotional and psychological strength, making it easier to cope with things and to be able to navigate the setbacks and struggles so that you can bounce back from the adversity. And even your mindset will start to look at them differently. You'll see them as stepping stones. Yes, they're horrible and no one likes them. No one wants challenges. No one really wants to be set back. Nobody wants any struggles or obstacles, detours, things getting in the way of where it is that you're trying to go. Yet, as you prioritize your own care, you'll be able to navigate these things better and you'll have a better mindset about them in the midst of it. Next on deck, we have enhanced relationships. Listen, when you practice these care habits, you're going to be better equipped to be present and supportive in all relationships, personal and professional. You're going to be more empathetic, you're going to be more patient. You're going to be able to communicate effectively, which is critical in any relationship that you have. You want to make sure that you're present. When you care for yourself, you're going to be more mindful. Remember, self awareness is something that happens. So you'll be more mindful of what you do and how you do what you do. And you'll be able to show up and be present when you are with whomever it is that you're with. When you're at work or doing your work, you'll be present there. And then when you're home, you'll be home. And that is what you want. Next on deck is preventing burnout. I don't know about you, but I've experienced many burnouts in my day. As you neglect care habits, burnout can and usually does happen. And this sets in every area of your life, personal, work, whatever. It takes over everything. If you're burnt out at the job, you're going to carry it home. If you're burnt out at home, you're going to carry it to your work. So you want to make sure that you have these regular care habits and they can start to be a preventative measure against the burnout. You'll be able to have more of a work life balance. You want to make sure that you're not giving more of yourself to any one area than it needs at the time that you need to do. So that means when it's time to go to sleep, it's time to go to sleep. Whatever it is you're working on, it can actually wait. If you're working on the job and you're doing this thing and it's time to go home and they've paid you to be there until it's time to go home, guess what? It's time to go home. Don't keep working, especially if you're not getting paid, just sitting there and doing extra things because you don't think that there's going to be a tomorrow. It's a subconscious thing that we do on the job. There will be a tomorrow, and here's the greatest reality. I'm going to give it to you. Are you listening? I need you to listen real close, okay? If you're working a job, here's the reality. There's always going to be more to do. If you own a business, listen up. There's always going to be something more to do. For those of you on a job, you can go to job today, burn yourself out almost to the point of death, and you will have to come in on the next workday and keep up the same habit. Create better habits for yourself so you don't burn out. You want to make sure, because here's a reality. I have a 14-year background in human resources. They can know they're going to go ahead and lay you off today and won't tell you until next Friday, already knowing this thing, and you're sitting here on the job killing yourself trying to hit unnecessary quotas and unrealistic quotas and to do these things. And most of the time, we put pressure on ourselves. Stop the madness. Care for yourself, respect your time, respect your craft, and do what you need to do to make sure that you don't allow yourself to go so far that you do end up on that burnout thing, and then you're no good to no one, not even yourself. Increased self esteem. Great. Care activities will get you that self awareness that we've already talked about. But then, as you spend more time with yourself, caring for yourself, you actually will have more compassion for yourself. You'll accept yourself more. This all boosts your self esteem, which means you'll be walking around with more confidence as well. You will love yourself more, and therefore you will take care of yourself more. It's the circle of life. I call that the Lion King. When you do one thing, it impacts another thing, and that thing impacts another thing, and then that turn impacts the first thing, and you just keep going all over again. When you treat yourself with love and kindness and prioritize your well being, you will develop a more positive self image and you will walk around with that on display and it will completely transform your life, which is the next one, quality of life. So ultimately, your care habits, they're going to enhance your overall quality of life. You're going to be able to enjoy moments in the present. Again, finding joy in the simple things, experiencing greater senses and levels of well-being. You're not going to be as on edge. You're going to relax. Things just aren't going to be so all the time. Because again, your mind will be nice and calm. Your body will be nice and calm. Your emotions will be nice and neutral. This is what you want to be. As you care for yourself, your life just gets better. That's how it's programmed. And as your life gets better, will lead to the last benefit of it, is you're going to have longevity. There's research that suggests that people who prioritize their care habits tend to live longer lives. And it does make more sense. If you're caring for yourself physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially, relationally, like all the leads, you should be able to, without any outside things going on, you should have longer longevity. It just makes sense. If you're eating crud, your body's going to be filled with crud, and therefore you're going to feel like crud. If you're thinking crud, you're going to do crud things. If you're thinking health and eating health and thinking wellness and eating wellness and doing wellness and taking the time to do the good, healthy, positive things for yourself, that can enhance and give you longer life. Make time for self care and soul care. This is not a luxury, okay? These things are necessities, they're investments into yourself. Again, all the leads physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, socially, all of them. These things in turn impact your professional and your personal life, all your relationships, the work you do, everything, your overall quality of health. You want to make sure that these care habits are taken and you prioritize them completely. And don't wait until, next month when you can start fresh and new and create your new plan and do your thing. No, literally start today. Find something that you can do to begin to balance yourself out and to do something to really care for yourself. And in starting on that today, I have 5 steps for you that will help you engage in your newfound self care and soul care practices if you don't have any. If you have some already, yes, kudos, keep doing them. If you're not doing it, or if you have them but you're not doing them, it's time to get back to doing it. If you don't have them at all, here's what you need to do. Number one, you're going to identify your needs, okay? This is the fun part. You get to take some time, think about yourself, really analyze yourself, your mind, your body, and soul. What do you need? Not what kids need, not what the work needs, not what the husband or the boyfriend needs, not what the kitchen needs, not what nothing else needs. What do you need? Maybe you need to exercise more regularly. And I'm not saying go to the gym and tear it up for an hour. I'm saying it very well might be going outside for a walk for 10 minutes, nice brisk walk. And if it's like ridiculous outside and you can't go outside, turn it on a YouTube video. I love what is it? Get Fit with Rick. He is absolutely great. Hello Josie is wonderful as well. And there is another one, and I can't think of her name, it slips my mind. But they have some great people on YouTube that can get you where you need to go. It is Glow with Joe. That's the other one. Check out any one of those. They have great workouts that you can do even at home, and you don't have to even do a full one. Don't feel any kind of way. I remember when I first got started back to working out, I turned on a video. It was 10 minutes. Bless the Lord, I made it through 3, and it was a mean 3, and I was proud of my mean 3, and I did it, and it was great. Because at the end of the day, it's identifying the need and executing it. Not identifying the need and just letting it sit there, but identifying the need and executing it. Whatever it is you need to do, get her done. So take some time, discover what your mind, body, soul needs. You sometimes may need to just turn everything off and just sit and just be with yourself. You may be the one who likes to do things. Gardening that might be your thing. My mother, she loves to go out in the yard and do all the things. That is just absolutely wonderful for her. That is her relief. That is her happy place. Me, that is sheer torture, and there will be nothing care worthy about that for me. So I don't do that. I do other things. I read, I sit in silence, I meditate, but yard work is not one of them. I do enjoy, though, planting succulents in a pot. So that is one of my self-care things, tending to succulents. Make a list, find out what you need, prioritize that list. Then, 2, you must schedule it. Now, here's the thing. If you're anything like me, I'm heavily calendar driven. But I notice it, if it's not in my calendar, I haven't set an alarm for it, 9 times out of 10, it doesn't get done. Your care habits need to be a regular part of your routine. This is why I'm calling them care habits. This is something that you need to do, not just on, as they like to say, self-care Sunday. No, every single day you're breathing, you need to care for yourself. You need to do something that's just for yourself, okay? This is not an extra time thing. This is an intentional time thing. Schedule into your calendar and treat it like any other appointment. If you have to go to the doctor for something, treat your appointment to read a book as a thing. Treat your appointment to go ahead and go exercise as a thing. Treat your yard work As a thing, whatever it is that you desire to do, schedule it out and make it important. Then number three, you're going to set boundaries. No is one of my favorite words now. Now, saying no can be challenging for some. I've learned to embrace it and it has become a wonderful thing. Okay? When you're busy and you have the habit of people pleasing, even if you don't realize you're people pleasing, saying no can be a thing. And so, just in case you don't know if you're people pleasing or not, you are a people pleaser. If there are things that you say yes to and you really prefer to say no to, but you keep saying yes to them, you're people pleasing. If your schedule is completely, absolutely, positively booked, like you are actually really, really busy, and someone comes in and throws their last minute thing in it and wants to do it, and they give you that nice little sad face and sad look, and they tell you how wonderful you are, and then you go ahead and shift stuff around, and it's actually really difficult to shift stuff around, but you shift stuff around, and you still really don't want to, but you end up shifting it around, and you say yes, but you really want to say no. Yeah, people pleasing. If you're putting other people's things over your important things, especially again, if they're last minute, it's one thing if someone schedules something with you, but for someone to throw their last minute emergency onto you, that's not your problem. Now, if the Lord tells you otherwise, you do what the Lord tells you to do. But people's last minute emergencies does not institute that that's your emergency. Okay? If you say yes, and again, inside of yourself, everything is screaming no, people pleasing. You've got to figure out how to set boundaries for yourself. Setting boundaries is essential for self and soul care. As you learn to say no when you need to, you can start to communicate this effectively to others. And here's the reality. Somewhere inside yourself, I used to be an avid people pleaser. We think that people aren't going to like us and they're just going to be all ugly towards us and it's going to be the worst thing on the planet. We're going to lose family and friends and all the things. The reality is, no, you're not. And here's the thing. I need you to listen up on this one. If you tell someone that you don't want to do something or that you cannot do something because you just don't have the space, bandwidth, or whatever for it, and they have an issue with you and they don't want to deal with you, it's time for you to really take a look at the relationship and see if it's someone that you need close in your life. Because there's not one friend or one family member that I love dearly that I can't be like, yeah, no, sorry, can't do it. Nope. Or you know what? I have all these things going on, can't fit you in. Or just, you know what? Nah, not today. We can try that another day. And have it not be a problem. And anyone who has, yeah, they're not here still. Why? Because I shouldn't have to burn myself out to take care of you, especially again, in taking care of you is a last minute emergency that you could have told me about 5 days ago and probably could have fit you in there. So be mindful, setting boundaries, things that can cause extra anxiety, extra depression, extra stress on the back end of yourself. Care for yourself by learning to say no when you need to say no, or quite frankly, even when you just feel like saying no. And when you have mastered that thing, you just say no, and there's no explanation, and you smile, and you say, I'll talk to you later. It's great. Number four, practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is just being present in the moment, intentionally doing the things that you're doing. And this will help you be centered and can help reduce stress, especially in the high peak levels and phases of your life. Something as simple as meditating or deep breathing, taking the time to just stop what you're doing and just I love deep breathing. Just matter of fact, let's just do it right now. I want you to sit up and we're going to take 3 nice deep breaths. So just inhale and exhale. Good. One more time again. Inhale and exhale. Okay, last time. We're going to hold this one a little longer. Inhale. And slowly exhale. I don't know about you, but whenever I'm in the middle of a real stressed out situation or I'm having one of those brain fog, memory loss issues from the long COVID or things, and I'm looking all over the place and I can't figure out whether I'm coming or going, whatever the case may be, taking a few deep breaths, nice and slow, and holding it in there for a minute, just resets everything. Take some time to be present And that's again, just like I talked about earlier. When you're at work, you're at work. When you're at home, you're at home. If you're with friends, you're with your friends. Try to be where you are as you are. One thing I used to institute when I was raising one of my goddaughters is decompress time. So when I get home, there was a 20-minute period where it was just, okay, I get to come in the house. I got 20 minutes. There's no running at me. No, hey, mommy, oh my gosh, this just happened in school. Because literally every day was an emergency. I had a middle schooler and then turned into a high schooler. Every day was an emergency. And I noticed at first, it was almost like um, this reaction that I'd have, and I would like just tense up and be like, "Oh my God, I can't deal with this. What is going on?" Da, da, da. And like my mind was just that was my mind when she was talking. And the problem was I didn't take the time. Even the car ride home is not that long. Um, to really just take off the work day and all the things that had happened at work and everything like that. And as soon as I hit the door, she'd come out and just throw it all on me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. I can't do this. I can't be here. None of this. And so it wasn't helpful to her and it wasn't helpful to myself. So what I started doing was taking 20 minutes in the car. I would park the car and just sit in the car and take off the workday. And then I'd get into the house. And by the time I got in the house, once we got it all, the regimen together, 10 minutes in the house, give me time, take off my bags, decompress the house, take my stuff off, whatever the case may be. And then after 10 minutes, so it was pretty much a total of 30 minutes of decompression time that I had. Then I was able to functionally be present with her, with what she needed, and all of her high school esque drama. It was wonderful once we got the rhythm going. So I'm going to encourage you do things that you need to do, set things up so that you can be mindful and present in every moment that you're in as best as possible. And the fifth and last thing is to keep it simple. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Self and soul care doesn't need to be expensive. It's simple things that you can do. I mean, soaking in the bathtub is great. Picking up a book is great. You don't even have to buy them. Libraries still exist out here. Go to the library, get you a few books, and just read a thing. Praying is always a blessed, beautiful thing. Pull out some board games, get some cards, play a little solitaire if you're by yourself. Enjoy yourself. Hang out with family, friends, walk, whatever it is that you may like to do. Doodle, it doesn't matter. You're going to make your list of what works for you in your life. You're going to start doing things that help you care for yourself. You're going to do things that make your soul and yourself great. Self care and soul care aren't selfish. These habits are essential to the well being of your life. Take care of yourself. You'll have more energy. You'll be more focused. You will start to have more compassion even for yourself. You'll be able to see that if you make mistakes or things don't go the way you want them to, you'll respond to that better. Self care and soul care just overarchingly help you live a more positive life. You're going to be better equipped to handle the challenges, the tests, the trials, the struggles, the setbacks, the obstacles, the detours, the potholes that will happen in your life. You'll be able to navigate them better, and even your mindset towards them will be better. So, starting today, make those care habits a priority, and you will see the transformation that happens in your life. It's been a pleasure. Look forward to being with you upon the next episode. Toodles.